sorry I've been gone for a little bit. Haven't had time to do much. So now I'm gonna wet sand down this area since it's dry enough. So I can just go ahead and just wet sand it down, get all these little orange peel off, and then buff it out. And then we can move back to here and wet sand this one more time. And then hopefully in a day or two, I'll be able to paint the whole front and get it all painted up and ready to go. So, yeah, other than that, everything's been good. Everything, you know, the weather's nice and everything. So, and I'm kind of excited. I'm getting close to finishing the front half, and then I can work from the door, you know, going back. And the doors are going to be easy. They're really nice and straight. So the doors aren't going to take very much. I am going to, you know, do a lock delete. So I will have to take the door apart from the inside and take the lock out, and I'm going to fiberglass it over and make it just nice and smooth, make it look nice. And yeah, but that's it for the doors, really. I was thinking about putting another mirror on the other side. What do you guys think? I'd like to have one for safety, you know, that way you can kind of see a little bit more instead of just always turning your head. You know, I'm still debating on it. Right now I'm going, nah, you know, I'll be fine, but still thinking about it. So I don't know, you guys let me know. Yeah, so I'm gonna just finish sanding this up and yeah, go from there. So remember when you're wet sanding, and I can't really use a block because of it curves a little bit like this. So I'm just using sandpaper, but just go really light. You don't have to dig in. You don't have to push hard at all. Because all you're doing is just taking off that fine top layer, you know. So that's all you're really doing. Just taking off that, like I said, that little top layer, and you don't want to break through. So you want to try and keep it. You want to try and keep it as flat as possible. I try to use my palm more than my fingers. So right now I'm using what was it, 1,500. Now I'm going to 2,000 here in a little bit. Try to always keep it wet. Yeah, then go to 2,000, then 2,500, then 3,000. So see, I can feel the smoothness now. It's starting to get real smooth. So it's about time to go up to the 2,000. So we don't want to cut too much with 1,500. Just enough to get the major areas. I'll go one more time, a little bit over on this. Okay, so we got that pretty nice and flat. We're not going to worry too much up here because that chrome piece is going to come back on there. So I'm going to buff it first, and you know, I'm using the Meguiar's, and then I use the ceramic. I like to use this ceramic black polish before I go to the show car glaze. So it kind of gets those, as you can kind of see, before and after. No, but it does help get those, you know, some of the scratches out a little bit better. So yeah, that's what we're going to work on. Just buffing the rest of this out. So here we go. Okay, so instead of using my buffer, I'm actually just going to go by hand because it's a small little area and it kind of has those grooves. So I'm just going to put this, let's see, the medium cut cleaner first on there, and then go from there and work my way, you know, to this. Yes, I'll use more towels, that's for sure, but if I use the buffer, I'm afraid that I might cut down too deep because there's a little area I kind of cut a little deep, which I can fix. but I don't want to cut down too deep anywhere else, because you want to let this paint sit for like 3 or 4 months, you know, before you actually like start really washing, waxing, and you know, stuff like that. You really need to let that paint cure, you know, or cure, whatever. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna do this, and you know, just do a little by little. That way I know I'm not gonna cut down into the paint too far. So, and where the paint's still somewhat fresh, it's really easy to cut down, you know, with the polish. So, a lot easier to do it this way right now instead of waiting for your paint to get hard, you know, like 3 or 4 months from now. So, doesn't take a whole lot. Like I said, this is basically it right here. See, I just polished it, and it's pretty much done with the cut, medium cut, and then I move on to the next one and the next one. And there we go. Got it all buffed out. You can still see I have a few little pits. Very, very hard to see. You can see them on the camera better than I can in real life. But yeah, that's the major pit right there. Like I said, though, I'm not going for perfection driver. So now we're going to put our clips in, and then we're going to put our chrome piece back on. Okay, so here we are with the hood, and now the cowl done. I chipped it right there, so I'm just going to take a little paintbrush, spray paint it. And like I said, it's not perfect. And I got a little right on the corners, of course. But yeah, the cowl and everything else is in. Looking real good. Nice and shinier again. At least I don't have the spider cracks, yeah, and stuff like that. So this I can touch up, you know, and I can. So what basically what you want to do is spray paint on the cardboard, okay, and then stick your brush and dip it in there, and then when it fills up and it gets a little bit higher, that's where you want to stop, okay? And then you'll come back in, you know, and just wet sand that little area and blend it in. All right. So some of the little blemishes and stuff, you know, you're just not going to be able to get out, but it is what it is. So because I got like a little bit there, and I'm right in that corner where it's a little high, but like if I keep messing with it, you know, I got to let it really harden up before I get too crazy with it. So, okay, there we are. And we're done for doing that today. I'll wet sand down the body one more time. And, you know, to get, see if there's any high spots, because I can feel a little bit of high spot right there. You know, just one more time. And then we'll let it sit, and we'll come back and see if we can paint it in a day or two. Okay. All right, there's our little dab. Let that dry for a couple of days, and like I said, I'll just come and wet sand it, flatten it down, and you won't even be able to see it. Stuff on the side here, the best thing to do is just tape it off and just shoot just a hair, you know, across it. So anyway, my lines are looking pretty good. It kind of comes in a little bit this way. I can adjust my hood a little bit more this way if I need to, but coming down over here, and look how close that just comes right in. See, and I started going through right here a little bit, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not going to get too crazy. I can always come back and do a lot of touch-up BS later on. So, not perfect job. It's, like I said, a way hell of a lot better than was on it before. So, because I mean, look, you can see, God, just chips like that, scratches. I mean, look at that. I mean, that was just, I don't know. Had like that back here that I got to fix. So, this will be definitely, like I said, a 6-7 type of paint job, you know, compared to the 3 it was. A lot of vets, for some reason, their paint jobs are usually junk. Well, not, I wouldn't say junk, but I would say they are more, you know, beat up, you know. So, yeah. You know, there's a lot of gaps and everything like that. So this will get me a lot closer. Like I said, driver, I'll be happy to take it to a car show, and people, it'll look weathered, it'll have a little bit of patina, you know. So that's fine, because black is extremely hard to take care of, and if I ever get rich, then somebody else can take care of it. Okay, that's pretty much it for today. Thanks, guys. Okay, we're all taped off, ready for tomorrow or the next day, whenever I can get around to it. And we're gonna attempt to spray that black down. So, yep, that's where we're gonna finish off. I just got to tape up a little bit right there, but I need those little spots where I dabbed. I need that to dry, so I'll just tape that off tomorrow. And yeah, our front end's gonna be ready to paint. It'd be nice to actually get it all done. Front end, huh? Okay, that's my progress, and I'm going to bed. Well, I'm not going to bed, but I'm done. I'm done for the night. Good night, guys.